So hi and welcome to this another episode with me आशी, जहाँ पे हम बात करने वाले हैं एक बहुत important topic के बारे में, that is XAT. XAT का एग्जाम 8 जनवरी को है. हमारे पास कुछ ही दिन बचे हुए हैं and just to help you out with all your questions which comes to your mind, I have two very important people with me who are current students of XLRI Jamshedpur. I have Abhijit Dhawan and Aman Joshi. So I would like one by one, if you can introduce yourself so that it will be easier for them to understand. So we'll start with Abhijit Dhawan. Yeah, Abhijit.
So hi everyone, I'm Abhijit Dhawan. I'm currently pursuing my first year at XAT Jamshedpur. I'm a fresher, so I did my BBA in the Indian Institute of Management Rohtak. I was a part of the 5-year IPM program, and I did my BBA at IIM Rohtak, post which I opted out of the 5-year program after my graduation ended, and then I made it to XLRI. I'm a student of the HRM course. And I did about 9 to 10 internships in the fields of marketing and HR, prior to which I decided to give XAT. I got a percentile of 97.64, post which I cleared the XRA HR interview for XLRI Jamshedpur and the BM interview for XLRI Delhi. And then I joined the HRM course, and it's been 6 months since I've joined the course, and it's been a ride. It's been a ride full of ups and downs. We have been through the first 2 terms, different subjects, different professors. So yeah, it does feel good to be at XAT Jamshedpur.
So yeah, Aman, over to you.
Yeah, everyone, I'm on this side. So I'm in the second year of my MBA so I'm under the BM program, unlike Abhijit. So a little background about myself. I've graduated from NIT Bhopal in chemical engineering. Post that, I worked for 2 years. A brief stint at a product company which specialized in digital payments, and then in an analytics role at ZS Associates. Then my percentile in XAT was relatively on the lower side. It was 96.3. Yeah, I've been in it for 5 terms now. Maybe 1 more term to go. Yeah, it has been a ride, absolutely. I've also interned at Microsoft as the PM, and I'll be joining them post I complete the program here at XLRI. Yeah, so that's a brief about me.
So I think that was pretty much about both of them. जब हम किसी भी एग्जाम को देते हैं, let's say if we are writing CAT, so we always dream to get into IIM Ahmedabad. The same goes to XAT examination, because the top college through XAT is XLRI Jamshedpur, and both of them are like sitting in the college and they've gone through the process. So abhi, like it's 3rd of January when I'm shooting this video. ये कुछ दिनों की क्या टिप्स होनी चाहिए स्टूडेंट को, कैसे स्ट्रैटेजाइज करना चाहिए? व्हाट इज योर सजेशन, हाउ यू, बिकॉज आई थिंक व्हेन यू वाज हैविंग योर एग्जाम्स वही सेम चीजें रहती हैं, एंजाइटी, स्ट्रेस, विल आई बी एबल टू मेक इट और नॉट, मेरा कैट अच्छा नहीं गया, तो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. तो व्हाट सजेशंस यू वांट टू गिव, एंड वी विल स्टार्ट दिस विद अमन जोशी.
Yes, so I'm going with the assumption that there is some preparation that has gone within for CAT as well as XAT, right? There is no overnight strategy to turn around everything. That cannot happen, obviously. But given you have prepared and put in enough efforts, the 2 things that, from again my understanding of taking this test has been, one is understanding the XAT examination better. So what I did wrong in my initial few attempts was that I didn't know how is it different from CAT per se. So don't commit that mistake. Most of the coaching institutes that you might be going through will be giving you mocks which are OMETs, another management examination tests, and so go through a few mocks so that you are at least familiarized with the concept of how different the examination is from CAT itself. Second is backing your strengths. So what most people sort of forget is people fret a lot over the DM section, and then maybe even the verbal ability is also on the trickier side. But if you believe that you are good at a certain thing, you sort of back yourself to do better in that. And in the last 5 days, maybe practice and polish the same things that you've been doing well so far. Right? We all know what were mistakes we have committed, but as long as you're backing those strengths, I think you will just fare well enough as long as your preparation is on the right track.
Yeah, over to you, Abhijit.
So I was someone who in CAT had a decent percentile, but because of the sectional cutoff, screwed up one of the sections, and because of which my CAT score basically became irrelevant, no matter how well I scored, because I can clear the sectional cutoff for DILR. Now XAT is one exam. It has DI and LR as part of quant and verbal ability separate individually, but its DILR is not a separate section in XAT. It has decision making instead. So since you have one different section, so a lot of your prep can also be centered towards. That's what helped me towards a DM section, because this is a section you probably have not tackled in the other entrance exam that you have appeared for, be it CAT, IFT, and MAT, whichever entrance exam you must have given prior to XAT. So this can be the deal breaker or maker for a lot of students who are appearing for XAT. That is the DM section. Other than that, for the verbal ability and quant aspects, like Aman rightly mentioned, there has to be some level of preparation prior to that as well for CAT or any other examination, and some level of consistency to it, that you know what your strengths are. You know, if let's say arithmetic is your strength in quant, or RCs or non-RC, like the verbal ability section part of it is your strength in VARC for that matter. So you have your game plan that you've followed in other examinations and you're following in your mocks. You already know that the mistakes that you usually commit in your mocks. So the idea is to learn from those mistakes, A. And since there are only, let's say, 6 days late for XAT, if I'm not wrong, 6 or 5 days late for XAT. So it's not like you can learn a new concept in 4 days time and master it to the extent that you will be able to implement it in the exam itself. So the idea is to focus on your strengths, focus on the question that you're already attempting correctly, so that first of all the idea should be whatever you're already attempting correctly in the mocks, you're able to replicate that in the main exam, so that you are able to get the best possible score you're already getting in your mocks. That should be the strategy number one. Second, on your weaknesses, there must be some strategy mistake that you must be making of attempt. Like XAT is an examination where you can choose to attempt a particular session at your own convenience without a sectional time limit, and basically decide the order of your questions, unlike CAT, if the format remains the same this year as well. So I realized that since I'm good at quant, I'll probably focus on quant first, focus on maximizing that ability. And I was also reasonable at verbal ability. So I then quickly did my verbal part, subsequently moved to a DM part. So that might be the strategy for someone who is reasonably good in both the sections. Now, there are people who are excessively strong in one section and the other section is lagging behind comparatively in that comparatively. So they might want to alter the strategy with respect to that. So you have to figure out the strategy first, just tweak your strategy a bit for the game day. And especially for the last 3 days, I wouldn't say that you should only focus on giving one last mock in the last 3 days and then just revise the concepts or just look at a few videos for strategy side of it, and just keep a clear mind and attend the examination, because the idea is also not to be overwhelmed on the day of the examination. That's a mistake a lot of us end up making in CAT, and that's, if you have already done that in CAT, XAT can be a redemption factor where you can end up not making that mistake. I did it in CAT, I didn't do it in XAT, and XAT proved to be the game changer for me. So that's all I'll say.
Okay, so I think that's this one section what we covered, and a lot of students will definitely find this helpful, because होता क्या है कि कई बार हम सिर्फ जो स्ट्रेटेजाइज नहीं कर पाते हैं, हमें सब कुछ बनता है, एंड एग्जाम डे पे वी लाइक ब्लैंक कि व्हाट नीड टू बी डन. Thank you, Avijit. Thank you, Aman, for your time. Right? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashri. Thank you, Aman.
Yeah.